You know, um, as an introvert, I think I have a love for going to the gym at like, nighttime, like midnight and shit, because that's when nobody's around. So yeah, it's good times. I get the whole place to myself. I can chill, take my time, use the machines however long I feel like it, however whenever I feel like it. Um, hmm. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today. Today I wanted to focus on like four words that really changed my life. You know what I'm saying? I heard them when I was a kid. Um, when I how did I start this? When I was a kid, my older brother is 5 years older than me, and so obviously I would like follow him around and try to always go with him when he goes out, and try to always be around him. I didn't really have any friends of my own back then. But at the same time, I did, but I didn't really I didn't care. I think where I was like, I don't know, seven. I was maybe seven or so, following my brother around, and which will put him at like 13, no 12. I can do math, I promise. So yeah, he was like 12, I was like seven, but I was always trying to follow him around. No wait, that is way off. No, he had to be at least 18. Yeah, yeah. He was 18 and I was 15, trying to follow him around, be like him, go places where he was going. But one day, like, he snapped, and told me that you can't be me. He wanted me to like stop following him around. He wanted me to always try. He wanted me to like stop, trying to be around him constantly. And told me that you can't be me. I didn't know it back then. At first I was just like wounded. You feel me? Like, damn. But I didn't know it back then, but those were that was a life-changing moment. Some life-changing words. I still think about those words in that moment. And it's really helped me over the years, because like nowadays, both my parents are getting old. They're doing their thing, but my brother's gotten sick over the years because of everything that he's done. And it's not like I'm not gonna put all of his business out there, but we both do have sickle cell, so you can take what you know from that. But he's gotten pretty sick, and so I look around and it's like, all right, well, if my parents leave and my brother's going into the hospital like once or sometimes twice a month, then how am I gonna help my brother out like this? How am I gonna take care of him? How am I gonna make sure he's all right when my parents go? Because back when we were still younger, my brother picked up the habit of smoking cigarettes. Apparently our cousin Rodney got him into it. He wasn't like our actual cousin, but he was like a close friend of the family, close enough to be where it's like he might as well be our cousin. But he got my brother into smoking cigarettes, and my brother was never able to stop for like years. He says he doesn't do it anymore, so I don't know how he stopped, but that was years later. Now he finally stopped. He's able to stop, but cigarettes and tobacco and smoke have already done their damage. He's got. I'm not gonna put all his business out there, but I watched. I even though I stopped, I distanced myself from my brother after he told me I can't be him. I still watch from a distance, I watched the things that he got into. I watched how my dad reacted when every time he found cigarettes on him, and I realized, or every time my brother came home smelling like cigarettes, and I realized that my dad wasn't trying to just stop us from doing what we wanted. He was trying to protect us because he knew that that us having sickle cell and being involved with cigarettes, that's even like worse. That's so much worse. Like, nah, he was trying to protect us from basically what my brother is facing now. And I'm glad I listened. But at the same time, it was also because I knew I couldn't be my brother, and so my brother, if he was doing that, then I couldn't do it, because I would be closer to being like trying to be like him. And I'm glad I listened to him, and I know those words stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I was able to watch him and learn what not to do, mostly throughout life. I don't know what that says about him, but I'm grateful for him, But so I don't look I don't look at him disrespectfully at all, in any type of way, shape, or form. I was able to learn from his mistakes, and he was still guiding me, even though he didn't know he was doing that. It's a good thing I can't be like him. Because now, like, I feel like I've been putting myself in a position to make sure that I'm able to take care of him once my parents are gone. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I was still trying to be like him. I'd just be in the same position, and that would be more of a burden on my family, the rest of my family. I'm not saying that my brother is a burden, but he is dealing with some unfortunate circumstance, But just knowing, just the words "you can't be me," it's really, it does sound harsh, but it's exactly what some people need to hear. I think it's what I needed to hear. If I was still trying to be like him, there's no telling where I'd be right now. But there's no telling how much crap I would have had to deal with. But yeah, it's not like my brother did anything like crazy. It's like you might be overthinking that. But he's done some things that I was able to learn from, basically. And since I couldn't be like him, I became me. Yeah. And I like this. I like who I am. But I don't know what else to say. I'm just rambling because I don't know what to say for these videos. I just figured I'd tell some stories, get a little personal every now and then. You feel me? But yeah. I don't know what else to say. I hope the video's like done by now. But whatever. All right. Bye.